First, I'm going to rise and give high honors to all the prophets, Buddha, Confucius, Muhammad, Jesus, and the last prophet of our days, Drew Ali. I am Tayel Bey, and I come in peace. All right? So, what up, man? First of all, man, thanks for the, feedback on the last videos and all that. About to get it in, Good looking, you know what I mean? Facts. So, make sure I subscribe to this joint, If y'all haven't subscribed already, subscribe now, Fuck with your boy. Trying to put out the word. I'm just trying to put out the word, man. I'm just trying to put out, yo. So, alright. Today we're going to talk about artificial people. The correct term is artificial persons. Some people call it the straw man. You know what I mean? That's like the lingo, the street lingo for it. The straw man. You know what I mean? Y'all probably heard of it before and all that. What the hell is a straw man and everything? You know what I mean? Big up to my man James, man. So, the legal term for a straw man is an artificial person. And a lot of times when I post things and everything, I'm talking about be yourself, just be yourself. That's what I'm doing, just being myself. You know what I mean? Because this is what I am for foremothers and forefathers. This is the way they dressed, the way they thought, and the way they moved upon the four corners of the earth. So. The prophet came back and he basically told us to be ourselves. That's how he was going to uplift fallen humanity, by teaching people to be themselves, not this artificial. It ties into everything. You know what I mean? Watch this. So, the straw man or the artificial person, basically, in layman's term, when you was born, they made another name. When you was born, your mom's named you and all that. Then, maybe a week later, they made a corporation with the same name as you, but made it spelled in all capitals, and its only sole purpose. So when you get older and old enough to start conducting business, that they could trick you into conducting business under this corporate name versus being yourself. You know what I mean? Because when you be yourself, you don't need all these certificates and licenses and things like that and all this corporate things. So. That's why they did it. Now, artificial person. Okay, the definition. Let's look up an artificial person. So this is a legal dictionary online, and it says, right, an artificial person is a legal entity that is not a human being, but for certain purposes is considered by virtue of statute to be a natural person. Considered by virtue of statute. What's a statute? See, and statutes are commercial law. Commercial law is all these stuff. When we go to court and everything like that, they're talking about statute. Yeah, this statute, this code, you broke code this, and this statute this, and this code this. Yeah, that's law, but it's commercial law. That's for corporate stuff, not for human beings. Just, you know what I mean? That's not common law. Nature's law. God's law. You know what I mean? Universal law. That's not that, They take you out of that jurisdiction and put you in this corporate jurisdiction. The statute is a written law passed as federal state, boom. The specific situations. A statute may be forbid a certain act, direct a certain act, or made declaration or set forth governmental mechanics to a society. All right, but still, these are all corporate laws. Now, so, why did they make an artificial person? Why? They made an artificial person so they could get you to acquiesce, and so they could Matter of fact, they made just like the Matrix. They made you this artificial person so they could suck all the energy from your life. hmm Like a battery. Use you like a battery. How? Yo, what you talking about, Bruce? You bugging. Dad. See, this is what I'm talking about. Talking sucking like the Matrix. Y'all niggas be bugging. Alright, let me tell you like this. I'm gonna break it down. The so-called money that you have in your pocket, which is really not money. It's a Federal Reserve note. It's a note. It's not money. You need to look it up. You can't pay anything with a note. It's a promise to pay. But that's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. All right. So that so-called money in your pocket is a representation of the energy you spent. Right? So you go to work, you get compensated for your labors. You get compensated for your labors. That's why on every check that you have, it says earnings or wages. After your week pay, it says earnings or wages. Don't say nothing about income. Don't say income anywhere on your fucking, may say tax somewhere, but don't say income anywhere. Because you don't make income as a human being. You do not. We get compensated for our labor. That's why you have earnings or wages. Boom. All right, cool. That earnings or wages is a representation of what you did. You made an agreement with your boss. Hey, listen, yep, I'm able to do this, this, and this. Yep, I work for you this amount of days. You pay me this. All right, shake hands. Boom. You get compensated for your labor. Nobody's entitled to that. Nobody's entitled to that. You're supposed to have that all for you and your family to provide. Boom. Ah, shit. Oh, man, they don't make us like they used to. Ah, shit. I think I hurt my But so that's a representation of your energy that you spent working, your money when you bring home. But what they do with that, they say, yeah, you need to register your car. Yeah, you need to do this. Oh, you got to pay that ticket. Oh, yeah, you got to pay this. You got to pay that. You know what I mean? So they have us, they suck. You got to pay taxes and all the income. They trick us into now, because income is only applied to corporations. Income only applied to corporations. But yet we take our yearly wages of earnings and put it in the income box. Why do we do that? Because the lack of knowledge. The lack of we say, you know what I mean? Yeah, income, wages, earnings, same thing. Fuck you talking about same shit. Nah, bro. It's not the same. Definitely not the same. Each word have a specific meaning. Yep. So that's a representation of your energy spent, your energy. So you work all your life, they taking all this bread, you know what I mean, from you, taxes, this income tax, and you don't even apply to you, and this, that, and the third. And now, when you get old, you don't really have nothing, or hopefully you do have a little razzle-dazzle, but you still don't own anything. I don't care how much you got. If you ain't got a load of your title to it, then you don't own anything. You don't own nothing. What are you talking about? You don't own nothing. You pay property tax, you don't own it. They come take it in. Niggas don't pay for shit that they own. I own this laptop right here. I don't have to pay on it every month. Or pay somebody to keep my shit every month. Like, come on. Then you don't own it if you have to pay somebody else to keep it. So, now, why did they make the artificial person? Just so they can make us like a battery. Yep. They can make it like a battery and just suck all our energy. Who made it? The government, man. The powers that be, they playing this motherfucker. I'm doing the who, what, when, where. When it happened? When you was born. And they did it to your moms and all that, and they moms. They really started with this birth certificate in the 1900s. All this is early, mid-1900s birth certificate and shit. You know what I mean? Like the birth certificate. That's a bond. See, back in the day, we didn't, back in the day, we did not register our children. In the ancient times, we kept family records. That's what we did. We kept family records. We recorded what happened in the family Bible or book and it stayed in our possessions, and you recorded who been born, this and turn, prince, whatever case may be. You didn't have to go to no hospital and have a certificate with a number of and all that stuff. And even back then, this was the process to do it. When you had a baby, you had to make a public notice. This baby has been born. So and so and so. Yep. And if anybody have any disputes talking about they lost a baby this and it's the same name, then you could come challenge us right now. This is our baby. It's been born. Come see it and everything like that. You had to do that in the village and wherever you do. Ancient times, they put it out there. People came around, seen that the baby was born. You know what I mean? Know that was a baby born. Boom. Well, today, you still have to do that, but they don't tell you. Instead, they make you come to the hospital, right? Have the baby there. They take your baby away from you, do all types of shit. We don't know what the fuck they do to our kids, They take the baby from you. Now, they send you home and all. You leave with your baby and everything. But what they do, they put up a notice. A baby's been born. You got your baby at home already. You named him and everything. But now they put up public notice. A baby's been born. Come claim this baby. It's like they left a baby, like we left our baby at the hospital on a doorstep or something like that. But we got our baby home, her physical body. You know what I mean? His or her physical body. Yeah, you see new child? Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's so cute. But they put out a public notice, a baby's been born by the name of this. Oh, nobody claiming it? Nobody claiming this baby? It becomes a ward of the state. Now they're able to make that number off of it. It's a ward of the state. Ward. A person, what's a ward? This is a ward. A person, especially an infant or incompetent, placed by the court in the care of a guardian. That's a ward. Let me run that back to you one more time. A person, especially an infant or incompetent, placed by the court in the care of a guardian. Ward of the state. You don't want to be a ward of the state. Incompetent, infant, especially an infant. These niggas is grown talking about their wards of the state. These care. Noun, care, charge, custody, defense, guard, guardianship, keeping, preservation, protection, safeguard. Look at ward, a person, usually a minor, who has a guardian appointed by the court to care and take responsibility for that person. Look at that. Ward. So when they post your name, your baby's name, comes a ward of the state. They make a little bread off of it. Boom, boom, boom. When you get older, now they got control of that person, that corporate name. Now that corporate name, every time, that's why all your bills come in your name, all capitals. It don't come in lowercase like a human being write that name. By grammar, by the rules of grammar, by the laws of grammar. If something is spelled in all capitals, it is not a human being. Period. It is a corporation. An artificial person. Let's go back to artificial person, what it says. A legal entity that is not a human being, but for certain purposes considered by virtues of statute to be a natural person. It's not a human being, sorry. But by statute, maybe sometimes, depending on how they want to flip it. Now, let's look up natural person. Natural person. Okay, natural person. A real human being as distinguished from a corporation, which is often treated at law as a fictitious person. I forgot about that term. Fictitious. Let's do that. What in the world? Mm. Oh, phrase not found. Let's see. Person. Let's see. Fictitious. A fictitious name is a assumed name that differs from the individual's actual name. What about fictitious? No fictitious person? Let me see. Okay, they ain't got that one on here. But as you can see, a natural person is a real human being as distinguished from a corporation which is often treated at law as a fictitious person. Uh-huh. So that's the gist of the whole thing, you know? You want to be yourself. You don't want to be a fictitious person, right? You don't want to be an artificial person. No. You don't want to say, I am that artificial person. You want to be a natural person, a real human being. Because now when you're a natural person, now natural law applies to you. Now the Constitution applies to you, right? This and right to travel, this, that, and the third. And now you can argue these things in court. Of course, you want to have it in the right venue. You got to move it to federal. That's what I'm about to do with my joint. So I'm going to argue him a little bit, see if probably go pro se, I don't know. But then, yeah, but anyway. But yeah, you want to be a natural person, not a fictitious person, bro. Nah, that's not what you want. So, yeah. That fictitious person is also called the straw man. You know what I mean? That's what they call it, the straw man, something like that, you know? You don't want to be that. Now, let me show you. Let's see. Person. What's a person? Now, see? Just a person. Now, like I just told you what a natural person is, right? It don't have no distinguished look. Let me read you what a natural person is. A natural person is a real human being, as distinguished from a corporation which is often treated at law as a fictitious person, right? Now, let me show you what a person is. A person, a human being, that's one. Two is a corporation treated as having the rights and obligation of a person. Counties and cities can be treated as persons in the same manner as a corporation. However, corporation, counties, and cities cannot have the emotions of a human, such as malice, and therefore are not liable. Oh, but do you hear what a person is? You could be it could be a human being too, but it also could be a corporation. It also can be a corporation. Let me go to this dictionary and just put person. Let me see. It's just a person. Look. Okay. Person. In general usage, a human being. Then it got the semicolons. By statute, different. Now, by statute, however, the term can include firms, labor organizations, partnerships, associations, corporations, legal representatives, trustees, trustees in bankruptcy, or receivers. A corporation is a person. For purposes of the constitutional guarantees of equal protection of law and due process of law. Foreign governments otherwise eligible to sue in United States courts are persons. See? So you can't even just say you're a person. I'm just a person. Not in court. You got to say you a natural person, bro. So I'm gonna end it right there. That's just a little. Y'all need to look these things up. That's just a little bit. You know what I mean? Straw man. You know what I mean? Artificial person. Natural person. You wanna be yourself. You're a natural person. You know what I mean? Next video, I'm gonna back up. Go back to our ancestors. You know what I mean? See how to tell you why I'm wearing this and why we move the way we move and why we operate off of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and why the flag. Oh, you haven't got the flag. Oh, that's the you know, you see the astronomy right there. Stars, but zodiacs, baby. Shit is real. That's another thing that's real. I'm gonna get into that too. I gotta study on that a little bit more. But the zodiacs, that shit is true. All right, but y'all. Once again, I'm Tayer Salam Bey, and I thank y'all for joining me. Go back, tell you why we doing this, man. Tell you, man. All you have to do is be yourself, man. That's how we uplift and forward humanity. Peace. Islam.